Live. It's Thursday. It's 4:30, and we got some funny stuff to go over today. We do. We're gonna have a fun one. I think this is definitely gonna be a fun episode. Um, Last night, Kyle and I we joined forces. We got together and we had a really good discussion. It went on for like an hour and 20 minutes, I believe, something like that. But we talked about the realities of depression. We went over some of the clinical definitions, and a lot of what we did too was we just kind of talked a little bit about our lives and our experiences in different ways. Um, and we had fun. That shit was funny, man. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely looking forward to a whole lot more of that. I'm gonna mash some of that stuff up and put it out, and then next Wednesday, we are going to be covering King George III, um, because it's pretty well accepted that that he suffered from bipolar disorder, and so we're going to talk about that and just his life and some of what we're going to be doing. We got Lord of Bananas. What's going on, brother? How you doing? But I think it'll really be interesting as we cover uh, just people throughout history who were either known to or thought to. Maybe they were schizophrenic, maybe they were, borderline personality disorder, maybe they bipolar, narcissism, whatever it is. Really interesting. Thank you, Dre. I appreciate that. We definitely gonna keep that up. But but yeah, so that'll be interesting. But today we got a bit of a mashup, and I have on this tank top not because I'm trying to show off. Not that I don't show off, because I show off all the time, but more so because I need to take my ass to the laundromat. You know what I mean? Like I just need to go ahead and get them chores done. Sometimes I just go a long time and I don't go to the laundromat, so I'll be like, oh shit, I still don't want to go, and then I'll wash some shit in the sink. You know what I mean? Wash some drawers, wash some shirts, some whatever it may be that I need for the next couple of days. And then the next man, and then the next thing I know, I gotta wash the whole goddamn house. You know what I mean? I got 8 loads of laundry and shit. But this what we coming in hot today. Okay, we are coming in hot, and this what we gonna start with. Okay, check this out when it loads up. The pettiest reasons why people got divorced. I told you, we're gonna have a good time today. We're gonna talk a couple of political things, but for the most part, we having a good time. So let's get into it. Let's check this out. Not all relationships last, most of them don't. Everything comes to an end. Life doesn't last forever. Hopefully, as we progress through our lives, we're able to learn how to better be in relationships and how to better vet, choose, and stuff like that, and how to be better versions of ourselves. We learn a lot along the way. You know what I'm saying? Um, Oftentimes relationships don't work just because, people change over time. But now I'm curious, what's some petty ass reasons that people have called it quits? The circle of wife. What does this mean? My uncle divorced. Oh God, my uncle divorced his sixth wife because he wanted to remarry his first wife. Okay, brother. I think that you dealing with a situation where your ass just doesn't need to be married, and it's cool because you don't have to do that. You feel me? Like, see, I mean, if you want to get married, that's totally fine. It can be a beautiful thing. But if you find yourself having been married like 3, 4 times, I think that's a good indication that you don't even need to do it. I mean, because we don't live in a time where motherfuckers got to till the land. We don't got to do that no more. You know what I mean? We don't got to have 30 kids just so that we can farm enough food to survive. We don't got to do that. So all that being said, you can be in relationships. You can be in polyamorous relationships. You can be single and just do your thing. You can pay for every piece of poontang you get. You can get it, man. You can do it in so many ways. But this just seems a bit excessive. I think that I don't even know what type of person he is, but what I do know is this man just needs to leave marriage alone. Go ahead and put the shit down, brother, because this shit is not for you. And that doesn't necessarily make you a bad person, but goddamn. You said it's just big me. What's going on? We got Mike Boy in the building. We got Alonzo. Yeah, I mean, after a while, it's just kind of like, I'd like to be in a relationship, but maybe I shouldn't tie the knot because I've been in many marriages. And again, it's okay, but I don't know, man. I feel like after three's enough. Let three be the charm. If you can't make marriage work after three goddamn times, I don't think you really need to do it. You know what I'm saying? He said, "I hate how everyone in chess club doesn't meet any people outside of chess club." My boy, the only cool motherfucker in the chess club, or they just need a little bit of God. They just need a little bit of encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but I need to learn how to play that shit. I definitely am capable of it. I just have never. I just have never really for whatever reason gotten into playing it. But yeah, nah, man. After three marriages, I think you good. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. And like, yeah, you said quesadilla. I mean, and it could be maybe different types of lifelong commitments are appropriate for this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. You just need to break out of the old school because we not living in the old school no more, man. You really don't have to do this shit. Okay, sentimental value. My mother-in-law and her second husband, they both sell secondhand books. I don't know what that means. Um, they had a large hall where they kept the books, so well, some type of books, divided by a middle path. There had fallen a book out of a box and lay in the middle of the path. They had such a fight about whose book it was that they divorced over it. The book was worth $4 and they both made $150,000 a year. Well, I think that that's a good indication that there was probably other stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like that, whatever type. Oh, we got Aaron in the building. What's going on? Oh shit, and you working at the vet. See, Erin is just cool. She just cool. She's interesting. Like she just the aspects of her lives that count to be like, oh shit, yeah, that's pretty cool. Erin lives a pretty cool life. You know what I'm saying? Like you look up and she in the middle of the ocean with the whales and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like she shit. You happier than I am. But nah, good to have you here. Let's see. But yeah, no, I think that there was probably a bunch of other stuff going on. If it came down to this book, yeah, no, that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Too convenient for him. Quote: Someone I currently work with used to work in an oncology department where one of the doctors divorced his wife from getting cancer for getting cancer. Oh, for getting cancer. Damn. Really? Oh, okay. It says everyone in the department basically hated him. Yeah, that would be low. I'd be like, damn, bruh, like Jesus. That is low. Cause I mean, like, even if again relationships are complicated, and it's like, damn, bruh, like you couldn't even y'all couldn't work nothing out. Shit. If y'all want to be together, what I don't know, but like it's just a bit harsh. This just seems a bit harsh. Oh, Trent got paid to go kayaking today. See, another person in the chat that's cooler than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cool motherfucker. I consider myself to be pretty goddamn cool. But you see, y'all see, I guess I'm just too full of myself sometimes. Because y'all live cooler lives than I do. I envy y'all. Y'all watching me, I should be watching you motherfuckers. Okay, let's finish this. We got everyone in the department basically hated him. Yeah, I would. My opinion of him would sink into the bowels of hell. I'd be like, damn, bruh, really? Because it had to have happened quickly. If it was like that, it wasn't like, oh well, I'm thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? If it was like, well, I'm thinking about it, it's like, nah, it's over. We just getting it done. All right, we got. I recall my colleague saying that new hires were all informed of what he'd done. So everyone could be on the same page of knowing he was a terrible person. From what I hear, his wife beat the cancer, and I think the guy eventually changed hospitals he worked at. Damn. Oh man, yeah, that's a stain because that's just low. You feel me? Like again, like I said, and when you grow up again, you realize, I mean, relationships of all kinds are complicated because life is complicated, and everything isn't about you. But damn, yeah, that would be kind of unforgivable. I'd be like, I don't know, man. Because honestly, like, let's just be adults right now. You could sleep with other people and not do this. Like, let's be real. You feel me? Like, we not kids. Like, let's be serious. Like, damn, bro. Like, you didn't have to do that. And especially if she beat the cancer, then that's a good sign that she wasn't like, and I don't know, but maybe she didn't get to a point where she was like super sickly ill. You know what I'm saying? So like, y'all both could have just seen other people and figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever it is. But goddamn, that's why it's important to be friends with your significant other. And I've learned that more and more as I've gotten older. And I'm not naive to think like first we're only gonna be friends because let's be serious. If you're sexually attracted to somebody, you're gonna be fucking them. I mean, let's again, we're adults. Let's be real. But you got to be able to build a solid friendship with somebody because again, life presents so many situations that are difficult. And if you don't have a friendship with somebody, then you can go find that you can go find passion elsewhere. You can. It may not be healthy, but again, it's those other intrinsic things that are more valuable and that are more difficult to replace. You know what I'm saying? Um, like again, friendship, somebody that really genuinely cares about you, understands you, um, their problems or your problems, you know what I'm saying? Like not overload, but you know, what friends do, what a solid friend is. But if you don't have that in your relationship, then you know you're probably not going to be as big of a douchebag as this dude. You know what I'm saying? But I have come to find, and again, I'm not like it's interesting having these conversations because I think realistically people are kind of like ridiculous when they say like, okay, now before we do any of this other passionate stuff, we're just going to work on our friend because you don't have control over shit like that. Now it is possible to be friends before you start dating, but usually that happens via circumstances, like maybe y'all work at the same place or you used to work at the same place, or for some reason like y'all are around each other. But like if you just meet somebody randomly somewhere as an adult, I mean, even if it's not romantic, I mean, even your like just your normal friendships with people you wouldn't sleep with, those are difficult to maintain because you can't just, oh, we're gonna just meet and be friends. Like either you friends or you not, you know what I'm saying? um, but that's the tricky thing, you feel me? But I really think that if you aren't able to develop a friendship with somebody, then hold off on the full commitment, maybe. Saying. But yeah, it's just interesting how shit changes and how your mind changes and how the way you see things change as you get older. Cause like I'm 32 and I'm an adult, but I'm a very young adult, especially like for a man, like just generally speaking, like, like I got the rest of my life ahead of me. And now I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that again, like you can't. It is possible to be friends first, but you just don't have any control over those types of things. Realistically, most of the time, people you end up dating are people that you're sexually attracted to them. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, friendship is definitely important. So remember that. All right, let's see. Um, always the best at gifts. Yeah, see again, good. I'm glad you pointed that out, Aaron. Like again, it is possible, but you just you can't really control it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like usually because y'all were in the same vicinity in some type of way for some reason. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you're primarily you're meeting people because you're attracted to each other. And it's, so um I'm lucky enough. um the woman that I've mainly been seeing, we have our friendship has developed and turned very strong, and I'm lucky for that, but I had no real control over that shit, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the reasons why we became good friends is because our relationship was forced to slow way the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Like at first it was all hot and heavy and shit, like, which is cool, but like we developed our friendship when things really just slowed down. Um, and luckily we cool with each other. Cause if we wasn't friends, then we wouldn't even be talking to each other right now. We wouldn't. But we do because we're friends. And we like to fuck each other. So that also helps. Because if we didn't really like fucking each other, then there also would all right, let me shut the fuck up and keep going. All right. Always the best at gifts. Grandma sued her second husband for a divorce because he got me a puppy for my seventh birthday. She felt the puppy outshined her present to me. Oh no, oh no, no, no. No, no. That just sounds like a pretty bad situation. That sounds like some ongoing type of shit. You know what I mean? That's oh no, 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 no. Family Feud for the win. All right, let's see what's up with this. Alonzo, I'm just keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? You got to have both of those things. You feel me? It's like, because if we was only cool, but we didn't really like fucking, well, I mean, come on, let's be serious. You know what I'm saying? But if we only really like fucking, but we wasn't cool, then, you know, so the fuck what? Especially, now let me shut the fuck up. Okay, here we go. Family Feud for the win. What we got now? Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's when you live in the life. You know, you just step out and women pick you up. You know, you just step in and it's like, I talk to you, but I don't players know. All right. I'm a divorce attorney. I had a client whose wife filed for divorce because she didn't get along with his sister one time. They had one disagreement. Seriously, that was it. He didn't stick up for his wife. She got mad and she filed for divorce. I hope they were really young because this is like incredibly like, damn, you didn't even give it some time. You didn't even give it no time. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even give shit enough time to marinate. You just got mad and said, fuck this shit. Where okay, he didn't okay, she said on the stand that they had a great marriage. He was a good father, but that one incident was too much. Oh damn. Well, if that's really the case, maybe she just yeah, nah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I think she may be somebody who just can't is just relationships may not be for you. How did y'all get to the point? How did y'all make it far enough to where you get married and have kids? I don't know if you had kids and got married. I don't know which one of those came first, but you had to have been with one another for they probably was dating for at least a year plus a kid. I mean, come on, man. Like at minimum, we talking a year, and that's all it took. God damn. Yeah, no, I think she just crazy. And I'm crazy too. We all crazy, but she that special type of crazy that you just can't really work with. But I don't know. The judge told them this is the dumbest reason I've ever seen anyone get divorced. And he'd been a judge for over 20 years. Yeah, nah, man. My hope is that they're in their early 20s and they like had a one night stand and she got pregnant and they were like, "Oh shit, what are we going to do?" And they were like, "Oh, let's get married." And then shortly after the baby came, but she said he's a good father, which indicates she had to have watched him in action at least for a little bit. So no, yeah, this is pretty stupid. This is pretty stupid. Enthusiasm is definitely important. Absolutely. Driven by pride. Pride can hurt you. It can help you. Pride can help you, but it can hurt you just like anything else. it pretty much everything can help you or hurt you unless it's like cyanide or some shit. Really ain't no need for you to ever tamper with that. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying. So we got I have a cousin who has been married 4 times for a year and a half collectively. So okay, I get it. So 4 times, a year and a half. I guess that means that they're saying each marriage was a year and a half. Because if I can't imagine that it was 4 times within a year and a half. I highly doubt. I don't even know how that would be possible. The most recent divorce happened after a month. After a month, when she told him he needed to cut the grass since it was tall, he got all pissed. He got all pissed off and called it quits. Damn. Man, but see, there had to be a whole lot of other tumultuous shit going on. Their preacher went to talk to him and told him, well, she's right. The grass is getting tall. You don't need to cut it. My cousin's response, dead ass, was, I know that, but ain't no woman gonna tell me what to do. Ain't no woman gonna tell. I ain't fuck you. I'm finna just call the whole thing. She ain't never told you what to do until that one time. Not never. So well, I mean, it says that she was only married for a year and a half collectively each time, which is a good 4 times, which is a good indication. Oh my God. So it says that, oh, so all 4 of her marriages only accumulated up to a year and a half. So basically, that means all 4 marriages was only a couple of months. But he divorced her because she was like, go cut the damn grass. It's getting tall. And he said, "Ain't no woman gonna tell me what to do." But again, my question is, I don't see even in Crazyville, super crazy, duper Crazyville like this. I don't see how you can make it to marriage and a woman hasn't yet told you, asked you what to do, or told you, or something. Damn, hey, you know what I mean? But I guess for him, that was all it took. That's all it took. All right, let's see. Um, where are we? Long live the kitchen. My grandma divorced her. Oh shit. See, look, here we go. We on this fourth, fifth, sixth husband shit. Look, we just gotta make it a 3 marriage rule. Now, obviously, we're not gonna ban people from getting married more than 3 times, but let's make that like a culturally like I don't know what the fuck. People are gonna do what they want. So I'm really just talking out of my ass right now. But damn, I would think that after 3 marriages, you just you wouldn't even consider it anymore. I mean, a lot of people just do it once and it's like, eh, I'd like to be in another relationship, but I don't really know if I need to tie the knot. I don't know if we really need to jump the broom. But damn, you made 3, 4, 5 times. God damn. My grandma divorced her 5th husband because he wouldn't let her remodel the kitchen. I didn't like him, but it was a dumb reason to divorce, in my opinion. Separate beds can be a thing. A friend got divorced by his wife of 3 months. When the wife was asked what was wrong, she said that it was nothing. He just snored loudly. In the worst case, they could have. Damn. See, you read some of these, and it's like, see, this is why people just be getting married, man. I mean, obviously, a lot of people's marriages last, and they find ways to work them out and work through their issues or whatever. But when you read stuff like this, it's like, okay, you motherfuckers. Like a lot of people just get married willy-nilly. Like that's just a thing they do. And mind you, again, my parents have been married for like 41, like 40, 41 years or some shit like that. So like I'm familiar with what a decently healthy marriage looks like. And like, nah, man, people just be doing this shit. Yes, 3 to 5 times, but no more than that. Keeping those priorities straight, I see. Oh, no, wait. That's not a good look. She said, I fell out of love with you after your dad died. I know you were grieving, but I had needs too. My ex-wife ever. I doubt that she said it like that. This sounds like yeah, yeah, I mean, and it's too he just wrote it. Now, I don't know exactly how this went down. I don't know exactly how this went down. But my guess is it's not this cut and dry that, oh, your dad died and you got sad and I just left you. Again, I don't know, but it's probably not that cut and dry. It could be that cut and dry, but if it take time, like if somebody leave you because you depressed, then it's probably because you spent the last 2 years sitting on your ass not doing nothing. Um, or because a mixture of that and you when you got depressed and then you became like an asshole, just a mean dick. Like you just became a person and started treating them. That's usually why people will end up leaving somebody if they become depressed or go through something. Because for the most part, relatively healthy people, if you're trying while you're going through something, normally people will work with you, especially if they love you. But again, this could be cut and dry like this, but a lot of the time when people tell, it's usually not this simple. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's probably not. Um, Not divorced, but apparently my brother's wife's sister called off her wedding because New Kids on the Block was doing a reunion tour and she decided she'd rather go to the concert than get married. Well, what did I well, maybe they rescheduled or something. Maybe they rescheduled it. I don't know. Maybe they should be like, look, this is gonna be the last time I'm ever gonna get to see New Kids on the Block for whatever reason. I don't know. Either that or she was like, I don't really know how to do that. Nah, I don't really agree with this. I don't really agree with this because if you ain't fucked me in a year, then I'm gonna fuck somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what you going through. If you ain't fucked me in 365 days, I'm fucking somebody else. You know what I mean? Or like if you I mean shit, like I'm in a relationship too, you know what I'm saying? So like I feel that. But if you use that as an excuse for no reason, sure. But again, like, like shit. Like people will tell stories, but they'll leave out the truth basically. Like they'll leave out the fact like, well, yeah, my husband cheated, but I fucked him twice in the last 3 years. Now that doesn't mean it's always like that, but shit be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like shit will go like that. Or people be like, "Oh, she just left." But they'll leave out like, "I'm super controlling and possessive and I'm always trying to see what she's doing and you know what I'm saying? Like they'll leave shit like that out. But like it's interesting like especially when it comes to cheating. Now there are people who will just cheat, you know what I'm saying? That is true. But again, if you ain't fucking your significant other, what, they just supposed to not have sex? You know what I'm saying? Like again, it's different if it's like, okay, I don't, I'm going through something, it's for a few months. But if it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's like, um, nah, man. Nah. Like I've just come to find that people will so often leave out important parts of the story. I've done that, you know what I'm saying? Like I've done that. But yeah, nah, man. Like, can you really blame somebody for fucking somebody else if you aren't fucking them? Can you really blame somebody for going out and talking to other people if you're never available, if you're never around to go on dates with them? Can you blame them for you know what I'm saying? Like, and oftentimes people won't think about that shit. Like they'll just be like, okay, well, I'm going through something, so I'm gonna go over here, and for the next 6 months, I'm not really gonna pay attention to the relationship. Like, eh, sometimes you can't really blame people, but it just depends. Okay, it says they may not have gotten divorced because of it, but I know of a couple that fought over who got the canned fruit at their divorce trial. Who got the canned fruit? If you fighting over canned fruit, then you motherfuckers, are you eating it or you just like collecting it? You know what I'm saying? But all right. All right, this goes on for a few more. Okay, this one says so petty. So maybe this is the um maybe this is the ultimate petty one out of all of these ones. Oh, Distracted Gardener. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. And I'm looking forward to doing it more because, again, in addition to just the Wednesday streams, like I'm going to continue to structure a lot of the channel's content around that so that people can have just whether it be resources they can utilize or just you feel like there's more of a community that they can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Maybe it was somebody's grandma's canned fruit. See, that makes it make more sense. Like we'd have been passing this canned fruit down since the pilgrims came over here. This is a canned fruit that came off of the goddamn Mayflower. And we've been passing it generation after generation, and you can't have it. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes, man. Sometimes all you need is a lineup and a shave and whatever it is, and you realize, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing good. My ex became a gym bro after getting married. 2 years into it, he asked for a divorce because he was upset. I did not know how much weight he was lifting in the leg press machine. Again, these aren't reasons why people get divorced. Like they get divorced because obviously you don't have a good relationship with each other. If it come down to that. This was fun though. That was definitely fun. But yeah, no. Again, obviously, oftentimes there are you can end up with, and sometimes people out here are just pieces of shit, and it don't matter how much you meet their needs. They're just not gonna do you well, or y'all just ain't compatible. A lot of the times it's just compatibility. But again, like life, you know, life is complicated, and when people go through things, oftentimes they forget that they're in a relationship and that y'all need to go through it together. So, like, a good example, like if you, I can especially women more so than men, but people in general, when people are really depressed or really stressed out, your libido goes down. You don't really want to have sex all the time and shit. And not that you have to have it all the time, but you may go months where you're just down because maybe someone in your family died, or you're really stressed out with work. So you just don't really feel like going out and hanging out and doing this and doing that. And but those are the moments where you really learn how to work together. Because again, I'm not trying to make it seem like it's all about sex, because it's not. That's just like a very good example of like a direct physical need that pretty much everybody can understand. Um, but again, like conversations, just being present, you know what I'm saying? Um, so don't forget that you're in a relationship when you're going through things. Okay, I don't know if y'all seen this Harvey Weinstein shit. Um, we got Ariola in the building. What's going on? All right, let's see. Um, oh, y'all ain't here talking about the goods. I need to get what y'all talking about. Like, I don't know if y'all seen this right here. Uh, I don't think he's getting out of prison though, because then whatever the thing was in LA after this. Harvey Weinstein's rape conviction is overturned by New York's top court. New York's highest court on Thursday overturned Harvey Weinstein's 2020 rape conviction, reversing a landmark ruling of the Me Too era. The court found that the trial judge unfairly allowed testimony against the ex movie mogul based on allegations that weren't part of the case. So that's a technicality then. Weinstein said, and now again, this is why this really ultimately won't change anything. Weinstein, 72, will remain in prison because he was convicted in Los Angeles in 2022 of another rape. But the New York ruling reopens a painful chapter in America's reckoning with sexual misconduct by powerful figures, an era that began in 2017 with the flood of allegations against Weinstein. While Thursday's ruling was a blow to Me Too advocates, they noted it was based on legal technicalities and not an exoneration of Weinstein's behavior. Exactly. Like, I mean, you can only you just read the first couple sentences of that, and it's like, oh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, is it a bummer? Yeah, but I mean, it's also you also do need technicalities. So sometimes these types of technicalities can actually come in to help innocent people out. So um it's a bummer, but also and nothing's different. You know what I mean? Like his life and his legacy and his name are shit, and that's not going to change. Um, the state court of appeals overturned Weinstein's 23-year sentence in a 4-3 decision, saying, "quote The trial court erroneously admitted testimony of uncharged alleged prior sexual acts. It called this quote highly prejudicial and quote an abuse of judicial discretion. In a stinging dissent, Judge Madeline Singas wrote that the Court of Appeals was continuing a disturbing trend of overturning juries' guilty verdicts in cases involving sexual violence. Quote, I mean, yeah, again, because I mean, even though this may have been a technicality, it's kind of like, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was it worth? Like, because you had to put forth effort to make this happen. Again, because this type of technicality could end up being a positive deal in a different case, in a different type of case. But um, let's see. And I'm high. What the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about the effort that it takes to do this. So that is a good point because this really didn't need to happen. It's fucking Harvey Weinstein. You know what I mean? Like so, like you had to go digging. These motherfuckers had to go digging way deep in their ass to find this bullshit. The reversal of Weinstein's conviction is the second major Me Too setback in the last 2 years. The U.S. Supreme Court refused to hear an appeal of a Pennsylvania court decision to throw out Bill Cosby's sexual assault conviction. Weinstein has been in a New York prison since his conviction for forcibly performing oral sex on a TV and film production assistant in 2006, and rape in the third degree for an attack on an aspiring actress in 2013. What a miserable piece of shit. He was sentenced to 16 years in prison in Los Angeles case. Weinstein's lawyers expect Thursday's court ruling to have a major impact on the appeal of his Los Angeles rape conviction. Their arguments are due May 20th. If this dude gets out of prison, look at him. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, look at the dude. Um, Quote, a jury was told in California that he was convicted in another state for rape. Bonjean said, turns out he shouldn't have been convicted and it wasn't a fair conviction. It interfered with the presumption of innocence in a significant way in California. Again, technicalities like all all he has left is he just desperately does not want to be in prison. That's all he has left. Because look at him. We know what his legacy is. We know that he's an unbelievable creep, a low life, terrible individual. Um, And all he really has yet is that oh, y'all spaced the fuck out. I didn't know what the fuck what the hell I was talking about. Um, but yeah, I mean, nothing really can change this man's fate. Sometimes it is too late. Sometimes it really is, and it's too late for this man. Yeah, I mean, there's really not even much point in reading the rest of this. We'll see what happens. But again, look at the guy. A shell of what he could have been. But again, he did this bullshit his whole adult career. At least this whole time that he had enough power to get away with it while he did. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no. Yeah, man. What you do in this life matters. It really does, because history, if it does remember you, um, if you do shit like this, you could get up to a high pillar. But if you do shit like that, you really just wasted your life. You get to a point where hardly anybody will ever be able to experience. Most people will never, ever, no matter what they do, no matter how hard they try, no matter how hard they want it, most people will never experience life at a level to where you can just buy what you want. You can buy people. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers out here have so much money and power that they can buy you. And that doesn't necessarily mean they can outright do it. But man, when you got money and power, you can fuck with people, man. You know what I mean? You can fuck with people and fuck with them and fuck with them and fuck with them. And unless somebody is equally powerful as you steps up to the plate, what who gonna stop you? Unless the whole village unites. But yeah, most people will never get to a point. And again, the things that you could do with that, you get to a point where you have that much money and power to where you can fuck with people. Instead, you could make the world a better place in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you running around out here worth $100+ million. You running around out here up close to the billion or over that. I mean, bro, there's people out here who make $1 billion look like nothing. And it's $1 billion goddamn dollars. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, the things people could do. Uh, and that's not to say that there aren't really wealthy people who do contribute, because they absolutely do. It would be some bullshit to say that no wealthy people do good things. That's nonsense. But people like Harvey Weinstein, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what a waste. What a fucking waste. You know, may he burn in hell. But yeah, what a fucking waste. Now what we got now? What we gonna do? Now, check this out. Manager allegedly asked coworkers to record someone putting a white hood over a black employee's head as a joke. Now the company must pay her $20.5 million when the abuse was worth it. when the trauma was worth all the years of pain, when all the bullshit you had to suffer turned out to be worth it in the end. We don't see this all the time. But no, it was more than just this. And honestly, I literally just wanted to pull this up to make that joke. It was more than that. They was like using the N word in front of her, calling a coon, and doing a bunch of shit for a big period of time. One of the final straws was they was like, "Oh, let's put a hood on her," when she had on one of her N95 masks. And then boom, $20.5 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of motherfucking money. A black woman from New Jersey, oh, and it's in this state, was awarded $20.5 million after a federal jury found she faced. Well, we already said this. Let's go over it. Um, She's getting 500,000 in why the fuck can't I read this word right now? Compensatory compensatory damages. Compensatory damages. And $20 million in punitive damages under the ruling handed down April 17th. So this just happened. Man, I know she is laughing her way to the bank like a motherfucker. All right. Shit. That's why I said. That's why I said. When the trauma was worth it. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of motherfucking money, man. $20 million. What the fuck? Because again, if you were to just get $1 million out of nowhere, like you really could make that. You really could work. That's good. Like if you're not already wealthy and you just get $1 million slapped on you, like you could set yourself up for the rest of your life, at least to the point where you ain't worried about money. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not worried about your needs being met. You're not worried about none of that. You have enough money to make more money. You can invest it in this, put it in this. You know what I'm saying? But $20 million? What? That's a lot of fucking money. Cause unless you're out of your goddamn mind, you ain't gonna spend no motherfucking $20 million. You ain't spending that much money unless you crazy. So yeah, so basically it was pretty bad though, again, because when I first saw that, I was like, that can't be it, because that's a lot of money. But then you read more, and again, like they was pretty much just putting her through hell the whole time, calling her all types of words, just bullying her. You know what I mean? So it was bad. It was a funny joke, but it was a bad situation. But the reason the but see, listen, the reason that we're able to make these jokes is because fact, $1 million exactly. If you got $1 million just slapped on you, you really could not work if you wanted to. Just put it here, put it there. Like you really could. But most people, especially if you're not like more towards the end of your life, most people are going to keep working because that's that's a lot of what human beings are. Work. Like we working is a lot of what we do. It's not even just us, it's life. But we need something to devote ourselves to. But nonetheless, the reason why we're even able to make jokes is because she's getting $20 million. I hope you don't work another day in your life unless you want to. And do what you want. You know what I mean? Buy this, buy that, go here, go there. Do what you want. Because if somebody gave me $20 million, I would still work because I'm only 32 years old and I'm full of energy and ambition. But man, what? It would be a whole lot of shit I would never do again. If I got $20 million, it would be a whole lot of things I just would never do because for what? You know what I'm saying? Like you could hire people to do everything for forever. So yes. Um okay, here's Donald Trump claiming that um everybody is happy that he ended Roe, which we know is not true. But you know, Donald Trump is Donald Trump, so he's going to say stuff like this. Exactly, Trent, exactly. It's that's just inherently a part of what we are. And even if it's like you're not actually going to work, like most people, if they're relatively healthy, they still devoting their life to something. You know what I'm saying? Like they still doing something. It could be they're devoting their life to spending more time and doing more things for their family, their grandkids. What it could be they spend more time in nature or they like to build things. Like we got to be doing stuff. Now let's see what this fool is talking about.
Now, the Biden camp seems focused a lot of its message around the abortion issue and the passage of the infrastructure deal. What is your counter message regarding those issues?
Well, first of all, on the infrastructure deal, a lot of it's for the Green New Scam.
We got the Green New Scam. We got Donald in the building. What's going on?
and a lot of that money is being wasted, and it's caused inflation, and it's going to cause higher taxes, and it has caused higher taxes. On the abortion thing, and it's a very
you can't see his hands, but you can see what he's doing with it. He's like, on the abortion thing, you can see it. He's gonna do his Trump thing. He's gonna play that accordion.
that money is being wasted, and it's caused inflation, and it's going to cause higher taxes, and it has caused higher taxes. On the abortion thing, and it's a very simple situation that has now been worked out. For 52 years, they've been trying to get it back to the states. I was able to get it back to the states. Now all of the states are making their decision. Pennsylvania's making its decision. They're all making their decision. And this is what people have wanted. It's taken the complexity out of it. It's very simple. It's now
It's taken the complexity out of it. No. It's right. He called it the abortion thing. Right? I didn't even zero in on that. The abortion thing. And then he said it made everything so much more simple. Like, no, it didn't. The fuck are you talking about?
Well, first of all, in the infrastructure deal, a lot of it's for the Green New scam, and a lot of that money is being wasted, and it's caused inflation, and it's going to cause higher taxes, and it has caused higher taxes. On the abortion thing, and it's a very
Why did he say it like that? The abortion thing. Oh yeah, I've been seeing more reports of him apparently letting them loose, letting them rip all the time.
simple situation that has now been worked out. For 52 years, they've been trying to get it back to the states. I was able to get it back to the states.
Thank you for joining us, Distracted Gardener. You have a fantastic evening.
Now all of the states are making their decision. Pennsylvania's making its decision. They're all making their decision. And this is what people have wanted. It's taken the complexity out of it. It's very simple. It's now states. The people are voting, and they're voting all over the country. Sometimes it's conservative, sometimes it's not conservative. But the abortion issue has been really largely taken off the table, because when we did this, we did what both.
Oh my God. What? Man, this dude is not going to pick up any independence. Jesus Christ. That doesn't mean that he won't. I mean, yeah, of course he'll pick up some. And this doesn't mean that like it's over for him. He's very much still could become president again. But just like the way he's talking about this is like, damn, dude, like you aren't even trying. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like who the fuck that you didn't have before is gonna come over to your side when they hear some shit like this? I mean, this is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard this dude say. And that's really saying a lot, because everything he says is ridiculous. What the fuck is he talking about?
Abortion issue has been really largely taken off the table, because when we did this, we did what both sides, everybody wanted. Legal scholars wanted, everybody. They wanted to take abortion out of the federal system and put it into the states. And we were able to do that when we terminated Roe v. Wade. Now, when
taking full credit for the shit. Like that just is what it is now, I guess. But like, damn, this is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard him say.
You look at it, and you
politically speaking and factually speaking, but damn.
Look at what's happening all over the country now. States are voting. Ohio just voted. All different.
Yeah. And how did they vote? What are you talking about? He's defeating his own points. He's using examples that are defeating his points.
By the way, it's tailor-made, and it's really working out well for people, and they're very, very happy.
Yo, he's losing it. He doesn't know what the fuck he's saying. I mean, not that he ever really has, but like he really don't know what he's saying right now.
Legal scholar felt for a long time. For 53 years, they've been trying to do it. It was wrong being in the federal government. Now it's in the states. Your state's going to vote. They're all going to vote. And it's really taken it largely out of play. And
how can he say this when states are voting to protect abortion?
In terms of the IVF, fertilization, we are totally for that, because it helps women. We're looking to help women. And, they tried to pin that on us, and actually they were the ones causing problems. We are totally for IVF, the fertilization, and we are going to really run on it and run on it very hard.
Man. This dude, man. I mean, I don't even have anything else to say. Okay, so y'all seen that Bill Barr, I'm sure you've seen Bill Barr made his endorsement to Donald Trump because of course. In fact, the dude got holes in his brain for real. Trump and again, this is after Bill Barr endorsed him. Okay, what did he say? He said, this is what Bill Barr said. I think it's my duty to pick the person I would I think it's my duty to pick the person I think would do the least harm to the country, Barr told Fox News. And in my mind, that's I will vote the Republican ticket. He didn't want to say that's Donald Trump, but I'll vote the Republican ticket. And then Donald Trump said, "Wow, former Attorney General Bill Barr, who let a lot of great people down by not investigating voter fraud in our country, has just endorsed me for president, despite the fact that I called him weak, slow-moving, lethargic, gutless, and lazy." Oh my God. Donald Trump is unbelievable. He said, he said, you just endorsed me, but fuck you. This man is unbelievable. Then he says, based on that fact that I greatly appreciate. Based on that fact that I greatly appreciate his wholehearted endorsement, I am removing the word lethargic from my statement. Thank you, Bill. But he's still weak, he's still slow moving, and he's still gutless, and he's still lazy. Jesus Christ. I mean, is Bill really gonna vote for you? Is Bill really gonna vote for you? I mean, he probably will, but damn, God, he is man, he is stupid. Donald Trump is stupid. Unbelievable. Like, it's like at every opportunity he can. But hey, and then I'm sure y'all seen. I mean, of course, Trump keep on losing all these verdicts to try to overturn shit and postpone shit. Well, not all of them, but most of them. Donald Trump loses attempt to overturn $80 million verdict in the Jean Carroll case. They was like, nah. I mean, there's really nothing even to look at. Why would they overturn that? That for what? Because no other reason other than because that's what he wants. So there's really nothing to even say, honestly. Okay, let's see. Um, let me see. I don't know. I don't know if we really need to. There's some of these. Perhaps they do. Perhaps yes. Perhaps they are related. Joanne. What's her name? Roseanne Barr. I said Joanne Barr. Roseanne Barr and Bill Barr. Um. Okay. Yeah. I think. I think we got to go over this. We got main character types. I can literally smell the entitlement coming off these 29 awful main character types from this month. Um, this I was laughing because this person put a big ass screen on the back of their cars. This is I don't even know if this is legal. How the hell is that even legal? I mean, I don't know. I have no clue. But that's funny as hell. Well, I'm trying to see what kind of car it is. It don't even look like it's some type super luxurious car. They was like, "This some Pimp My Ride shit." You remember that? You remember that show Pimp My Ride with Exhibit? They used to take like GMC Safaris and turn them motherfuckers into roaming aquariums. Like, we got a fish tank in this bitch. We got a barbecue grill. You can pull a grill out your car. Like, who the hell? Now I'm thinking about that show. Who in the hell actually drove them cars around from Pimp My Ride? They'll be putting the craziest shit in them cars. Like, who the motherfuckers be like, we got a hot tub in the back of the car. That was a good show though. It was a fun show. But this reminds me of this right here. Early 2000s, early to mid 2000s was a hell of a time. It was such a tacky time. That was really all I wanted to look up from this thing. How they finna. People are funny. You know what? Now that you say that, Mike Boy, I feel like I may remember seeing some stuff like that. That it was some type of a scam. I don't know much more about that, but I feel like, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of them cars, they couldn't. Yeah, Pimp My Ride. That was a good ass show, but I was like, how the fuck are people actually able to drive these things? And then too, it'd be like, this shit got to take up so much electricity from your battery. And that was way back before, we had Teslas and shit, at least to the degree that we do now. Like, goddamn. But yeah, no, that was definitely a fun show. Y'all remember what was Bam Margera's show called? Man, what was that shit called? His shit was that show. That was a golden time in television. The Sopranos was on. Bam Margera shit. I can't remember what his stuff was called. That's when Jackass was out. That's when Cartoon Network was the shit. That's when SpongeBob, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Powerpuff Girls, all of that shit. Dragon Ball Z had already ran its course, but it was playing on Toonami and all of that shit. Naruto had come out. You know what I mean? Right. 5 miles per gallon. Right, exactly. Nah, it wasn't. It was what Viva La Bam. I think that was his name. You're right, Jersey Shore. We had all of that shit. Golden age in television, man. Now it's really not even. I don't even think it's accurate to say that television isn't good anymore. Television has spread out across many mediums because there's still great programming. It just might be on Netflix. It might be on Hulu. It might be on Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's still fantastic programming. It's just not necessarily on channel 2 or channel 30. Right, but you said put a PS2 in a passenger seat. You said I helped Bam Margera fall off the sobriety chain in 2018. Facts, The Flavor of Love, Bad Girls Club, all of that shit, man. All of that shit was out and popping. I just punched my hand the wrong way and gave myself a frog. I didn't hit it the right way. I hit it the wrong way. But it's all good. I'm okay on my big heavy-handed ass. Now, yeah, we got some fun shit, but I'm trying to see okay, they posted this today, but we already saw Trump's lawyers. Yeah, Viva La Bam. Yeah, Bam has really struggled a lot. For a lot of different reasons. But Bam, out of a lot of the people on Jackass, Bam was one of the people who actually made the most money because of how his contracts were set up. But yeah, he's really struggled. All right, bet. I'll hit you up. Okay, so again, we already heard this in a different trial, but I guess.
Now, I think, and your answer below, I'm going to give you a chance to say.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It would really be a good Wednesday segment to do Bam Margera. We gonna do that because it's a really it's not even just like alcohol and stuff. Like a lot of it goes into how he was raised and his young adulthood and stuff like that. So yeah, no, great idea. I'm about to text that to myself right now because that would be a fantastic episode.
If you stay by it, if the president decides that his rival is a corrupt person and he orders the military or orders someone to assassinate him, is that within his official acts that for which he can get immunity?
It would depend on the hypothetical, but we can see that could well be an official act.
It could, and why? Because he's doing it for personal reasons. He's not doing it like President Obama is alleged to have done it, to protect the country from a terrorist. He's doing it for personal gain. And isn't that the nature of the allegations here? That he's not doing these acts in furtherance of an official responsibility. He's doing it for personal gain.
I agree with that characterization of the indictment, and that confirms immunity, because the characterization is that there's a series of official acts that were done for an unlawful.
No, because immunity says even if you did it for personal gain, we won't hold you responsible. How could that be?
That's an extremely strong doctrine in this court's case law in cases like Fitzgerald.
Well, we go
Harvard,
back
Johnson,
to Justice Thomas's question, which was, where does that come from? There are amici here who tell us that the founders actually talked about whether to grant.
You know, this is honestly unbelievable. I mean, it's believable, but like when you really zoom out and look at what such a powerful nation is really dealing with and how stupid this shit is, it's just really it's really crazy what can happen, man. Like people are just fascinating. But it's like this fucking tax fraud game show host is in a position to where he may undermine how this place functions. Like, what the fuck? Like, really?
Immunity to the president. And in fact, they had state constitutions that granted some criminal immunity to governors. And yet they didn't take it up. Instead, they passed an impeachment clause that basically says you can't remove the president from office except by a trial in the Senate, but you can impeach him after. So, or you can impose criminal liability. We would be creating a situation in which we would be saying, this is what you're asking us to say, which is that a president is entitled not to make a mistake, but more than that, a president is entitled for total personal gain to use the trappings of his office. That's what you're trying to get us to hold, without facing criminal liability.
Your Honor, I would say three things in response to that. First, the doctrine that immunity does not turn on the allegedly improper.
Man, listen, I know that, you know, everybody, we need lawyers, doctors, but man, some of these lawyers are just like no shame, none whatsoever. Like, damn, I mean, some of these people, it's like you really don't give a fuck, like an Alan Dershowitz type of person. Like, you really don't care.
Proper motivation or purpose is something that this court has reaffirmed in at least 9 or 10
That's
cases.
absolute immunity, but qualified immunity does say that whatever act you take has to be within what a reasonable person would do. I'm having a hard time thinking that creating false documents, that submitting false documents, that ordering the assassination of a rival, that accepting a bribe and countless other laws that could be broken for personal gain, that anyone would say that it would be reasonable for a president or any public official.
Yes, subscribe. Everybody subscribe to Advice Pod. That was up here. Subscribe there, because it's not even just that I'm on some episodes, but man, Kyle and Rayshawn be having some good ass content on there. And shit is funny as hell. And the topics that are discussed are interesting. But yeah, definitely go ahead and subscribe to the Advice Pod.
Official to do that.
Your Honor, as this court said very persuasively in Fitzgerald, the allegation that this particular act would be done for an unlawful purpose or was unlawful could be made in every case. And therefore, if that were the doctrine, that the allegation of improper purpose is what deprives the objective acts of their immunity, then the immunity would have no purchase. And that's reflected in many of the other court's cases.
God damn. I mean, this is just a ridiculous, like, what? Huh? Like, how the hell did we get here? I mean, we can look and follow the trail on how we got here, but still, it's just it's just interesting what the fuck can happen, man. You know, power only means so much. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see what's up. We got now. We gonna have to check some of these out for some of our nerd episodes, because I don't know if I've seen I don't know if I've seen any of these in this. Maybe I think I scroll. I didn't scroll through the whole list, but let's check it out. If you haven't seen it, please just don't. People are sharing the 15 most disturbing movies they've ever watched. Threads. I've never seen Threads, but this looks like it probably came out in the 60s or the 70s. Doesn't say right here, but that's what it looks like. I saw it years ago and still think about it regularly. Sometimes my friend and I need to talk about it to continue the processing. I haven't seen it, but she looks like she's in really bad shape. I don't know why he looks familiar. I could be really tripping. I could be totally off. I probably am, but for some reason I feel like I've seen him in other stuff. Maybe old British television shows. Why do I think this is British? We gonna look this up right now. We gonna look this up right now. Threads. When did Threads come out? '84. So this came out in '84. And it's about like an apocalypse or something, it looks like. It says young lovers Ruth and Jimmy decide to get married after Ruth unexpectedly gets pregnant, but their quiet lives in Sheffield, England. How did I know that these motherfuckers was in Britain somewhere? How did I know? Because you heard me say that too. I was like, why do I feel like this is British? Because these two people look British as hell. These are some of the most British people I ever seen. Now, of course, she got like, a bunch of movie makeup on, and there's like, this is like, it looks like end of the nuclear world war, end of the war type of thing. But this is the most British looking man I've ever seen. I just knew. I saw him and I did. Yeah, I was right. So the Soviet Union and the United States go to war. Again, this movie came out in '84. It's a movie about the Soviet Union and the United States going to war and the nuclear attacks and stuff. Come and see. It was written and directed by two men who were on the Eastern Front during Germany's genocide campaign in Belarus, the campaign that killed 27 million Russians. God, man, so many people got killed during World War II. The movie depicts, or just during that time, and the world wars took so many lives. The movie depicts the writer's experience as a teenage soldier. It was made during the time of the Soviet Union, and the actions of the Germans depicted in the movie were deemed so intense and disturbing that even the Soviet Union, who basically controlled all media at the time, asked them to tone it down. The movie uses a real child actor, real animals, and real live ammunition. It could never be made today. It is haunting, disturbing, and based 100% in reality. It shows there are no heroes in war and will destroy any notion one may have that war is ever a good idea. It makes Saving Private Ryan look like over the hedge. Yeah, well, honestly, I mean, I think movies like this can be important to watch because, again, like, well, and actually, speaking of stuff like this is actually one of the reasons that the Vietnam War was so unpopular. Because mind you, when the Vietnam War was going on, there wasn't the internet and people weren't as like connected as we are now. But my dad talks about this shit all the time. But he talks about how when the Vietnam War was going on, they were like basically streaming it live on television. Like every day you would turn on the TV and you would see like what was happening over there. Like they were like really like showing you all the devastation, all the carnage, all the death, the pain, the loss, the suffering, the evil. People got to see that directly. And that's one of the reasons why the Vietnam War was like such a transformative time in culture. So movies like this can be important to watch, but definitely I can understand. I mean, if it was like that, then yeah, this shit had to have been crazy. Hereditary. I saw this movie. This is a good movie. It is pretty. My favorite part was when she was like banging her head on the attic thing. But yeah, no, this is definitely a crazy movie. I don't know if I've seen Tusk. I don't like gory. I'm not a fan of gory horror movies. I don't like that. It's gross to me. I don't like like those movies where it's just like over the top gore. But this one left me really uncomfortable. He's in a bunch of stuff, but he was in a whole lot of horror movies. Martyrs. I lay awake all night after the film. Nothing has ever bothered me except this. I haven't seen Martyrs. Dear Zachary, a letter to a son about his father. Ooh, that sounds damn. This sounds. Ooh. Requiem for a Dream. I've heard of this movie, but I haven't seen it. It's not a horror movie, but definitely one of the most disturbing movies I've watched. I remember watching it when I was younger. At a certain point, I legit had to pause the movie and go outside just to hear some birds chirp and see some sunshine. There is something wrong with Aunt Diane. That's a long title. It had a very shocking still at the end, but it's overall a horribly sad event followed by a family deep in detail. The Poof Keepsy tapes. Nothing happy or positive whatsoever. Hotel Rwanda. Uh, I saw this years ago, but I was like not. I don't remember when this came out, but it came out a while ago. And when it came out, I wasn't even interested in shit like this. Midsummer. Heard of that? Haven't seen it. That was one of the first movies I saw where nausea set in while I was watching it. Ooh, must be pretty gory and bloody then. I think that's like that. If I remember right, this one of the movies where they like, what was I gonna like? They're like pagan rituals or some shit like that. If I remember correctly, Schindler's List. Haven't seen that, but I know what it is. It's an extremely good movie, and I'm glad I watched it. But once was definitely enough. I will never watch it again. Um, yeah, again, when this movie came out, I was too young to really even pay attention to shit like this, but I definitely want to watch this. Very Bad Things. It isn't necessarily a scary movie or one trying to send some weird dark message. It's just a movie that starts bad and keeps getting worse. as though it wants your hopes to get dashed no matter who you're trying to root for throughout it. This is one movie I will never return to, given the way it keeps getting hopeless. Bad Boy Bubby. Ooh, that sounds disturbing. She got a gas mask on. Absolutely unique movie with a horrific beginning and a surprising ending. Bad Boy Bubby. Mother. This is the only movie I actively wish I could unwatch. The only movie I've ever seen that truly, and I mean truly, felt like an unfolding nightmare. Yeah, I gotta check these out. I gotta check some of these out. Okay. Hold up. So apparently, a woman went off on the wrong people. Apparently, she went off on the wrong set of people. So let's see what's up. Mm-mm. Let's see. You motherfuckers. Video shows woman's explosive meltdown at LAX, realizes that she's at the wrong terminal. Uh-oh.
So get me the up on the next flight, you mother. Or call Pete Buttigieg right now. Call that mother Pete Buttigieg right now.
Call Pete Buttigieg. Yeah, she sum up. She might be drunk or on drugs or going through some type of episode because she's clearly out of it. She said, "Call Pete Buttigieg right now." Call the head of the Department of Transportation.
Right now. Call that mother Pete Buttigieg right now. That useless mother. Seriously. Call Pete Buttigieg right now. The head of the TSA. Call that mother right now. Get me up on the next flight. Get me up on the next mother
Yeah, it's something going on with her. Is she tripping?
flight. Seriously. And pay for that. Pay for that.
I think she's high.
I will call Pete Buttigieg right now. Call his. Call his.
On your right hand side.
Are you on Delta? We're not Delta. You're TSA? Yeah.
No, we're WestJet.
This is WestJet, not Delta.
You need to go over there.
Oh, you're at the wrong terminal? You're at the wrong terminal?
Yeah, she on something. I don't know what the hell she on, but she on something because she don't even look embarrassed. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was, but yeah, that wasn't normal at all. Talking about some call Pete Buttigieg. Call that motherfucker right now. Call the head of the Department of Transportation. God damn it. Why the fuck is Pete Buttigieg the head of the Department of Transportation? Well, we know why, but he helped Biden get in there. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't want to do this one. Okay, now let's see. Give me a moment, cause I know we got one good one, but I don't know if we gonna. Nah, we ain't gonna do that one. So here we go. I'm sure y'all have seen this, and I think this came out a while ago, but like there's a variety of interviews and channels and stuff that um has this story back in circulation. Millionaire who made himself homeless in experiment was forced to end project early. And basically the gist of this is this guy was, successful, made a lot of money, and he thought that everyone's an idiot, everyone's stupid. Like That's why we ain't all rich. He's rich, and other people like him, they rich because they're just smart. And in fact, we're so goddamn dumb, right? That it's only gonna take him 12 months to become a millionaire. You know, that's all it's gonna take. Let's see. A man who made himself homeless to try and prove he could make $1 million in 12 months canceled the social experiment despite having 2 months remaining. And apparently his health got really bad. And you know what is funny about this is, like, in the article it explains how his health was deteriorating, and he was like, "Well, I didn't tell anyone this, but for the last several months I've been in and out of the doctor's office." That's not free. You feel me? So, like, if you were truly homeless, you wouldn't be able to afford that. So, like, you don't even have that going for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even have that going for yourself. Because a lot of people, if they really had to come up and they made that, if they were able to become millionaires or whatever, like, that probably took their whole life in some form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it probably took their whole life to get there. And you know, oftentimes your path can get interrupted by, oh, I can't afford my rent this month. My power just got cut off. So now I can't do this. Well, I can't afford my bills, so I have to go work at this job that takes up all my time. By the time I get off work, I just, God, I don't have the energy because I work 12-hour shifts. You know, so it's just funny when people think like this, because it's like all they're doing. It's like you don't look as smart as you think you do. You only look like you've never experienced real life. Because even people who have not experienced real life, even people who are wealthy, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them still know, you know what I'm saying? Like, they still get it that it's not just that they're better than everybody. I know rich people who get it, you know? So yeah, so he says that I've been dealing with a lot of things personally, and recently something's happened that has really pushed me over the edge. He says that his personal health was declined to the point where he had to start taking care of it throughout the entire project. We haven't shared it with you, but I've been in and out of the doctor's office, which again, you wouldn't be able to afford if you didn't either have health insurance provided to you through your employer, or if you didn't have enough money to pay for health insurance. And if you didn't have health insurance, well, if you got money, you got health insurance. I mean, what's the fuck? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So again, this whole thing is dumb. Like, at no point were you actually doing what you tried to do. Oh, and it says he has 2 autoimmune diseases. So it's like, well, dude, and he says, I'm gonna start over. Like, bro, it doesn't matter. You already failed. You already failed. It's already over. You can't start this project over.
I'm Mike Black, and starting July 10th, I'm leaving behind my 7-figure business, putting all my belongings in storage, I'm draining my bank account to $0, and I won't even have a place to live. I'm cutting off my entire network, my friends, my family.
And again, it's like, ultimately this was never real anyway, because you can pretend to cut off your whole network, but it's still there. You feel me? Like, it's still there. You still have all of these things that you're pretending not to have. All you got to do is what he did. Oh, I quit. I'm just going to go back to my money. I'm just going to go back to my money. Fuck this.
My mentors, all my connections, and I'm starting from absolutely nothing with the goal of going from 0 to $1 million in 12 months.
My mom's not too happy about my decision.
Why are you looking at me? She's just staring at me. I didn't have this idea.
I'm scared. I think it's ridiculous.
You want to show people how you go from nothing to something. My concern is safety.
This kid had.
And again, and these are general, you know, because it's like, hey, mom, I'm going to be sleeping on the streets for the next year. It's all pointless, because you're not going from nothing to something. Going from nothing to something requires you being born. You would have to start your whole life over, essentially, because your whole life impacts your adulthood. So, like, this whole fucking thing even if he, made $1 million, even though he was fucking sleeping on park benches for a year, you still, God.
Has a house, has money, and he's putting it to the side to be homeless. I mean, bizarre.
Do you think I'll be able to hit the $1 million?
I think it's bold. I would say no.
Mike, welcome to the show. I'm glad you were able to join us today.
Thank you so
Right. He was like, he said he got on the couch surfing at the first. He was like, nah, fuck this.
much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Listen, being on the streets is a whole nother level of homeless. You feel me? Like, cause I've not had places to be. I've had to be here, then here, then here, but I ain't never been like, I gotta sleep outside homeless. I ain't never been that goddamn homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't never got that bad for me. I mean, cause shit gotta be bad for you to be that kind of homeless.
I have to ask you this question first and foremost. Why?
that's the question, right? I decided to do this because the world economy has been totally crippled by coronavirus. People can't even pay rent, and over 100,000 small businesses have closed their doors forever. Some of these businesses have been operating for 15 plus years. Can you imagine that? I've talked to some of these people, and some of these people are close friends.
He said the reason he's doing this is because businesses closed down. I don't really get it. I think you're doing it because it got you a lot of attention.
I've seen the depression and anxiety this has caused, the hopelessness, the lack of self-worth. People are really struggling right now, and it's been heartbreaking to see. And I started asking, how can I help? What can I do? I realized one of the best ways to possibly inspire people was to put myself in the shoes of someone that's starting over, someone who has lost everything, someone at their lowest point. I want to give people
But
hope.
you're not. And that's the other thing. You're not at your lowest point, because when people are at their lowest, like, you don't have that sinking level of depression and shit, because it's just, oh God, this whole thing is stupid. This is so stupid.
In practical steps to reinvent themselves, and I want to do it together. Believe it or not, right now is actually one of the best times to be an entrepreneur. It's one of the best times to go build that business you always wanted to build. It's one of the best times to go chase that passion or go make that career change you always
Areola, that sounds incredible. Shit. I pay more than that, and I'm in a small ass apartment in New Jersey. That sounds amazing. And two, right outside of Seattle. Washington is just a beautiful state.
wanted to make. Let me make this clear. This isn't about making $1 million, even though that's the goal that I'm striving for. Now, whether I hit it or not, that doesn't matter. This is about getting back on our feet. This is about working harder than we've ever worked before. This is about seeing opportunity that's been created by this new world. This is about reinventing yourself.
He's being filmed, filming himself. Film me while I film myself.
The problem is,
I need double video of the same shit.
People don't believe they can do it. They don't think it's possible. But I'm telling you, I've been there. I've been $50,000 in debt. I know what it feels like to struggle for years and have failure after failure. But
that's why I quit. I know what it's like. Listen, if you know what it's like, then why are you even doing it? Why are you even doing this shit if you know what it's like?
That's why I'm starting this project.
What's the point?
There's a really good quote by Steve Jobs, and it goes,
and people love saying shit like that. I was $50,000 in debt in this account, but I still had money in all these other accounts, and I was still making money. So like, I worked out a way to pay this off slow. They'll leave shit like that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I was $50,000. If you were really that, how the fuck would you be that far behind in debt with nothing to your name whatsoever? At this age, no, bro, what probably happened is one of your businesses was $50,000 in debt, or one of your credit cards was $50,000 in debt. That sounds more like it.
Everything around you that you call life was made up by people who were no
so right, 50K in debt, but shows only a very small fraction of that number.
Harder than you. But they had
exactly. He just wants to prove that people are stupid and lazy. That because that's all that's going on right now.
Confidence, and they took.
He had such a safety net. He just decided to quit. And the whole, we didn't tell you guys, but the whole time I've been doing this, I've been in and out of the doctor's office. Like,
massive action. So I challenge you to believe in yourself, and I challenge you to take action. I'm gonna be posting this journey weekly on YouTube, so if you'd like to follow along, you can hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to learn more about this project, go to mikeblack.co. I posted all the rules, as well as how you can follow me on social.
Me. Now listen, look, and I was joking about it there. Look, this is what real narcissism looks like. I'm full of myself. I'm into myself, but not like this. You know what I'm saying? Like there's levels to the narcissistic traits. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a whole nother level. Because there's a difference between kind of being into yourself, but you can't let it extend into then thinking, well, everyone else is beneath me. No. You can't do that, which really is just insecurity, which is really the hallmark of narcissism. And that doesn't mean that people can't improve, but just to say that's really the difference is it's like your confidence is at the expense of everyone else. You know what I'm saying? Because like people like this they can't, like they have a hard time having close relationships because they always in competition with everybody in their minds. You feel me? So like even if they're good looking, they'll be jealous of you because maybe you're 2 inches taller than them. Like that's how people like this function, or they're successful, but they're jealous of you because you're also successful and your hair's longer than theirs. So like, you know what I'm saying? Because ultimately all this shit really is I'm gonna prove how stupid and lazy you bitches are. And then he couldn't even do it. And then he couldn't even do it. Talking about I've been 50K in debt before. Like, again, like I'm seriously, like really, how are you that much in debt with nothing else? You know, because again, usually people will have debt, but they're still making money. Like people like student loan debt. Like it's people who got way more debt than that, but like they're still living their lives. Like they're not like, oh, I owe $100,000 in student loan debt, and I also have no income and no, like, you know what I mean? Like he could have just that could have been his student loan debt. Like motherfuckers don't necessarily have to pay off debt today. That's one of the benefits of owing people money is it's like I'll get it. You know what I'm saying? I'll get the money. But no, that whole thing was just stupid. But look, we had a very, very, very fun Thursday live stream. A long one too, almost an hour and 40 minutes. We had a good one. I got more work to do tonight. I got to get some of these clips out. I didn't work out at all this week, which is fine. I'm not going to do it today either because I'll start my workouts back up probably Saturday. That's when I'll work out again. But I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm just going to keep working. Y'all have a fantastic evening. I appreciate all of y'all. And yeah, man, had a good time tonight. See y'all tomorrow.